Hello, we're the Artillean. My husband, as y'all know him, is Tipper. He is currently not here. He is in Afghanistan serving. And my husband actually met here at Family Faith Church. I was serving, we were doing a vacation Bible school, VBS, and we actually met there. And I remember him running in his scripture man outfit and my heart just a-pounding. And that was the day we fell in love and we served and we had such a great time at Vacation Bibles. My husband has been helping out with Children's Church and we've been helping them, and he currently is, like I said, deployed at this time. But we just want to say how Family Faith Church has been so good to us.
So like Family Faith Church is like having a family. Everybody is so connected and we're so involved with everything that it just makes it feel like, you know, like Drew or Rachel are kind of like our uncle or aunts, or like Pastor Jeff is kind of like our other grandpa or, you know, dad type of figure. And then with the youth group, it's so amazing because we always hang out, we always do things together that just makes us feel like brothers and sisters that come together for family celebrations all the time. And doing that really connects everybody to the church, and that's one thing I love about Family Faith, is that we're so connected because it's just like a family.
The way I started coming to this church is very simple. You know what happened? My kids, actually my son, his name is Cosby, he came to this church. He came to Vacation Bible School and loved it. And all he would talk about was God and this church. So he kept asking to come to Family Faith Church, so we started bringing him to this church. And his sister would hear so many stories about how God has touched his life and wanted to come to this church. So we would drop our kids here and go to our church, this church. You will see a big difference. God is going to transform their lives. And every kid that grows up in this, that actually grows up in this church, they do a lot for God. They know how to be bold, how to boldly proclaim His word, and they know so much about God, and they'll never ever waver from serving God. And I thank God for it, and I'll always be appreciative for this church. And this is my church, and I'm going nowhere, guys. So when you come to visit us, look for me, and I'll say hello.
We've recently I started coming back, Lisa and I, 3 years ago. And I started praying for my kids.
I remember coming, and I was nervous to be back again because I had grown up in this church because, you know, my mom would take us as kids. And I was nervous at first, but I felt a lot of love when I would come. And I realized that I had spent like my entire life being really angry inside. And I know that coming here, it really opened up my heart, and I get emotional because I love being here and feeling the love that everybody has for each other, and it makes me feel like I have hope and faith in my own struggles.
I have grown tremendously as far as, first of all, patience, because I've recently been more in children's church, and a lot of having my sister come back was tons and tons of prayer and fasting that I did not want to do because I was hungry. But I know it was all worth it because now I have my sister back in church.
When we first started coming here, we were real quiet. We just kind of sat in the back, away from everybody. Didn't know anybody, didn't want to talk to anybody. So we came for quite a while. They threw me up on the praise and worship team out of nowhere. I had a purpose for coming.
I was just in the background most of the time and about technology, but sure, I'll give it a try. And then the rest is history. I've been doing tech since for 3 years now. I haven't looked back. I mean, I enjoy it. It gives, just like her, it gives me a purpose. It's great. Prior to me coming to church, I used to actually be an atheist. I did not believe in God at all. And at some point, I told myself that there is a higher being that I don't know how to explain, and I got curious. I actually became a Christian, and I got saved, and haven't looked back since.
So we're like on the 4th year of the 1 Year Challenge.
Yes.
So
1 Year Challenge works.
I grew up in church and I knew about God, and then I got married and I got into a relationship where it was kind of not the best. And so when I got divorced, the only thing I knew is that I had to move back home and had to come to Family Faith Church. That was the only thing I knew. I just started coming here. I knew that I was supposed to be here every time the doors were open, so that's the only thing that I knew I had to do. And God pretty much made a way for everything else. This is her home. She doesn't know anything else. You feel so much love here, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just, I just want to encourage you guys to be here when the doors are open. You'll feel the love. You'll feel God. And, you know, your lives will be changed because ours were. Wasn't it, baby?
Yes, Mommy.
So I actually started coming to church here when I was maybe 4 or 5, and Pastor Eileen is so correct when she says that it all goes back to memory, because none of my memories of coming to church here as a kid were ever erased. I just had this touch in my life, and whenever we went to high school, we got into bad things, we just did bad things, and then when we graduated high school and started dating again for the second time, we came back to the church, completed the 1-year challenge a few years ago, and we have been substantially blessed ever since. That we have an abundant life here on earth and just an eternal life with Him, and we just couldn't be more thankful. Braylon has gone to Discovery Camp 2 years in a row. She's been forever touched by Vacation Bible School and all the wonderful things that they do with the kids at the church. They're just amazing with kids. Everybody's so inviting and welcoming and hugs, and just you never feel judged, you never feel unclean, you never feel dirty. And sometimes when you're so dirty and need forgiving, this is just the best healing place to be.